All right, welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're getting into something that almost everyone goes through, but we hardly ever talk about. That feeling of trying to save your first 5 figures, your first $10,000. And man, it is hard. So let's break down exactly why.
You know the feeling, right? You're doing everything you're supposed to do. You're budgeting, you're cutting back where you can, you're trying to stash some cash away, but that $10,000 mark just sits there on the horizon. It feels like it never gets any closer. It's like you're just running on a financial hamster wheel, going nowhere fast. So what is it about this specific number that feels so impossible to hit?
Well, we call this the $10,000 wall. And that's exactly what it feels like, isn't it? It's not just a number, it's this huge psychological barrier that you feel like you have to just smash through.
And you know what's so wild about this number is how heavy it feels. It's more than just the sum of its parts, right? For some reason, saving $10,000 feels so much harder than, say, saving $1,000 10 times over. It feels like this massive leap, like you're graduating to a whole new level of financial security, and it always seems just out of reach.
Okay, so here's the most important thing you need to hear right now. If you're struggling with this, it's not just you. You're not alone. This is, hands down, the hardest milestone for a reason. And actually, the struggle itself, well, that's kind of the whole point. And we're about to show you why.
And this is where we have to flip the whole problem on its head. Because the secret to breaking through that wall, it actually has very little to do with the money itself.
So look at this. On the left, that's what we think the problem is. We tell ourselves, oh, I just don't make enough money, or my expenses are just too high. We treat it like it's just a simple math problem. But the real problem is over on the right. The real roadblocks are things like a lack of discipline, and even more important, an unproven identity. What I mean is, you haven't actually proven to yourself yet that you're the kind of person who can do this.
And that brings us right to the heart of it. This is a test of discipline. I want you to think of it like this. That first 10 grand, it's a behavioral boot camp. It's not an accounting problem. You're basically in training. This whole phase is about building the muscles, the financial muscles, that you're going to need for the rest of your life. It's about forcing yourself to build new habits, learning to say no to that impulse buy, creating routines, and just developing that raw willpower to choose a future goal over what you want right now.
You know, there's a quote that just nails this whole idea. It starts by saying, it's not just about the money. And that's because the real prize here, the real transformation, it's so much deeper than just a number in your bank account.
Because what this struggle is really all about is forging a brand new identity. And this, right here, this is what you are really working towards. It's what we call the saver identity. It's that deeply held belief deep in your core that you are the type of person who saves money. It's the point where saving stops feeling like a chore, something you have to force yourself to do, and it just becomes automatic. It's a natural part of who you are. It's a fundamental shift in how you see yourself. You go from being someone who tries to save to someone who just is a saver. And that brings us to the rest of the quote. The whole grueling, frustrating process, it's about proving you are the type of person who can save. That's it. It's about proving it to yourself beyond any doubt. Because once you have that proof, everything changes.
So what happens after you finally smash through that wall? Well, that's when the real magic begins. That's when you get to see the snowball effect in action.
See, once you've proven you can do it, once that saver identity is locked in place, the hardest part is over. Seriously, the internal battle is done. You've won. You don't have to fight with yourself anymore to make the right choice, because being a saver is now your default setting. It's who you are. And that's why saving the next $10,000 feels so much easier. This chart shows it perfectly, doesn't it? Look at the amount of effort it takes to get that first $10,000. It's huge. It takes everything you've got. But then, look at the effort for the second $10,000. It drops way, way down. And it's not because you suddenly got a massive raise. It's because you've changed. You've become a different person. You've built the discipline, you've forged the identity, and now you're just on a roll.
So let's leave it here. That first $10,000, it's not the destination. It's the key. It's the key that unlocks your entire financial future. You've proven to yourself that you can save. You have what it takes. So the only real question left is, what will the next $10,000 prove you can build?